Monica and Hassan, two of the heaviest participants going into the competition, are in a battle for the second last position. In the previous encounters, Monica has always finished ahead of the 24-year-old Hassan.
When we are running, I try to think like, why am I doing this? Sometimes I'm very mad at myself because I'm thinking it's this weight and I gained it, without knowing or knowing. It's the one that is causing us to go all through this pain. So when you think about that, it helps you to reach your goal.
Are things about to change? Is the Mombasa resident ready to push himself hard enough to vanquish his greatest rival in the competition? Or is the lady from Nakuru going to squash this mini rivalry once and for all? A dramatic showdown looms in the horizon. Hassan gets some much-needed motivation from Salim and yours truly. Sometimes Salim resorts to force while he fails to cajole Hassan to listen to him. Hassan is not the only one in need of motivation. Lisper gets pushed by Coach Emu, and Anne gets some help from the Catwoman. In the case of the Catwoman and Anne, roles keep on changing, because sometimes Anne tries to inspire the Catwoman to get to the finish. Meanwhile, in the front of the pack, Kenneth has opened up a big lead. He wants to exercise the demons of the Impala defeat, where he came in a distant second from Joffrey.
It was exciting. It was not that tiring, but we pushed through. It was tough. It was also tough, but we just have the perseverance of forging on forwards.
As Kenneth winds up the race, Joffrey and Brian are in a tight race for second place. Brian manages to clinch the second spot. After pushing themselves for the better part of the race, Catwoman and Anne complete today's challenge.
How are you, me?
In the other battle royale, pitting Monica and Hassan, Hassan is able to pip the mother of three. However, the run to Chepkoilel campus is not the main event. They are here to train with this man, Sam Mitei. Trained by the International Olympic Committee, Sam is one of the most highly respected coaches in Kenya. He has trained athletes such as Helen Obiri, Joseph Ebuya, Mika Kogo, Bethwell Birgen, and Vincent Kibet. He is in camp training his athletes for the Indo Championships, which will run from November to January. Joining Sam Mitei is Martin Kano.
A name like that coming out, of course, expectations were very high.
Son of Kenya's legendary athlete Kipchoge Kano. In a career spanning over a decade as a professional athlete, which included being a world-class pacemaker, Martin has assisted big names such as Kenenisa Bekele and Haile Gebrselassie to break world records. In total, breaking 7 world records. He is now the CEO of his own company, Kano Sports Group Limited.
A pace setter or pacemaker is somebody who helps set the pace for a middle to a long distance event. Basically, a pace setter would go either halfway or 3/4 of the way. And mostly they're employed to help set the pace, particularly if somebody wants to break a world record.
The first order of business is a slow walk around the track. This kind of walk tones up the legs, bums, and tums. It can also tone your abs and waist.
Before you prepare an athlete for a workout, you've got to make sure that he or she has done enough warm-up. Warm-up specifically we normally do to avoid injuries, build up of maybe lactic acid in the system. So we assume that maybe when we arrive, when we reach the grounds, the training grounds like this, we start maybe by doing some jogging, some warm-ups for maybe 20 to 45 minutes.
Nowadays, it's much more than your success on the track. Just because you win an Olympic race or World Championship race doesn't mean that you're going to be a success in the event. You've got to do a lot more than that outside the sport. You know, making appearances, endorsing certain products. You know, you have to be articulate. You have to maintain a fairly good lifestyle outside the track, so that will enable you to be that will attract endorsements, will attract those kinds of things.
As they walk, Catwoman and Shaban bombard the coach with questions, and he is only too willing to answer.
Do these runners, Pole, do they have a particular diet? I'm so sorry.
It's all right. We have enough time. We get a dietitian at times to guide us on what to use, but mostly because it's something that we have to burn, it is carbohydrates. Angalia mimi vile nitaenda 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Up next is a short warm-up.
10 times. So unaenda unasimama for 10 times. Unaenda unasimama for 10 times.
2, 3.
Stretching muscles and joints helps the contestants get the muscles limber and subtle. This means that sudden movements, such as a high kick or an awkward turn, will be less likely to pull or tear their muscles. The contestants seem to be enjoying themselves.
You. Yeah. Go.
I've come too far. So if you think I'm big now, I think you're wrong. Right now I'm too small. I think it's been like 10 years before nilikuwa this small.
However, as the contestants are put through their paces, Monica, who finished last during the race, is not joining in.
After the morning run, it got worse, and now I'm not being able to do the workouts.
With a swollen ankle, it is next to impossible for Monica to join in the jog around the Chepkoilel campus track. Jogging increases lung capacity, which provides more oxygen to all vital body organs. However, for an athlete, jogging improves fitness and endurance. Endurance is important, especially for middle and long distance runners. They will need to build up stamina as they are about to embark on a 100-meter sprint. Short sprints require quick bursts of energy.
Most of our times when we're recruiting, maybe or getting athletes for sprints purposes, maybe 800, 400, 200 and 100. At times we get people who have got more weight than them, but now that one also will determine with the time that they are given.
Going first will be the women, who will rule supreme in this battle.
Go, 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 go.
We used to do sprints before, and most of the time I was far behind. So I can say I have improved. I may not be among the first people, but I think I've come too far now. I have improved.
Up next, it's the battle for the big boys. After his morning triumph, will Kenneth win again, or will Brian, a former rugby player, rule supreme? a former football player, upsets the pre-race favorites to triumph in a tough contest. Brian, the short sprint champion, emerges second. Kenneth and Geoffrey end up in third and fourth place, respectively. With the gender races done, it's now time for them all to race together. They will run 2 times, a 400-meter race and another 800-meter race. After an impressive start, Kenneth is pipped at the death and he loses the first challenge of the day. As the rest of the contestants wind up, Anne is going through the gears. She slowly finishes dead last.
Actually, I was impressed considering that these people are not professional or career athletes, that they have started from just maybe not far away and maybe facing this thing about ultimate challenge and the weight that they have. I was impressed. I was actually impressed.
Don't go away. Ultimate Challenge will be right back.